Kansas City has long been a city of stories, but on a crisp Sunday night in October, it found itself at the heart of a new legend, a tale that would ripple out from the marble tables of 1587 Prime and settle cozily into the folklore of sports and stardom. This was not just another post-game celebration. It became a night where Taylor Swift, pop megastar and soon-to-be bride, brought Kansas City together not with a chart-topping anthem, but with something far more humble, sourdough bread. The story began, as many great ones do, with a victory. The Kansas City Chiefs had just delivered a resounding 31-0 shutout against the Las Vegas Raiders, a win that electrified the city and set the perfect stage for celebration. As the main figures of the evening, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and a red-and-black-clad Taylor Swift slipped into 1587 Prime, they expected a relaxing evening among friends and family. What unfolded was something no one could have scripted. The restaurant shimmered with anticipation even before the guests of honor arrived. Diners, many still wrapped in the euphoria of the Chiefs' win, clinked glasses and nibbled on desserts, unaware that their evening was about to take an extraordinary turn. Then came Taylor. She swept into the restaurant on the arm of Travis Kelce, wearing a black miniskirt and a vibrant red top, a subtle tribute to the Chiefs. Her blonde hair was straight, her signature red lipstick and black-winged eyeliner perfectly in place. The crowd, though aware of her presence, did not expect what happened next. Taylor Swift, world-famous for shaking stadiums and dominating the charts, began moving from table to table, distributing warm loaves of homemade sourdough bread. Each loaf was wrapped in simple paper, still fragrant from the oven, and handed out with a smile and a quiet greeting. No paparazzi flashbulbs, no publicist announcements, just a pop star sharing something she had made with her own hands. The first hint of something magical came not from sight, but from smell. As a lucky diner recalled, the aroma of freshly baked bread reached their table before Taylor herself did. It was like a scene out of a movie, one guest said, recalling the surreal moment when Taylor leaned in and, with a conspiratorial smile, handed over a paper bag. "We baked some bread this morning. Would you like one?" she asked, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. For many in the room, this was the moment that transcended fandom. Here was Taylor Swift, her cheeks still flushed from laughter, sharing something deeply personal. There was no spectacle, just a simple act of kindness. Another patron described the experience as more shocking than any meet and greet or concert. "You never expect Taylor Swift to walk up and hand you something she made herself," they said, their voice still tinged with disbelief. The bread, as it turned out, was not just a culinary delight, but a symbol. Taylor and Travis had spent the morning baking, a ritual that had become their way of winding down after every Chiefs game. It was their private habit, now shared with a roomful of strangers who would never forget the small, tangy gift. Restaurant staff later described how the plan was executed with precision. Taylor's team and the Kelce's staff coordinated with the kitchen to ensure every table received a loaf without disrupting the flow of the evening. There was no announcement, no fanfare, just the quiet passage of bread from hand to hand. It wasn't paparazzi theater, one server said. Taylor wanted to say thank you and share something human. She chatted for a moment, posed for a quick photo, and then moved on. "It was the most normal, extraordinary thing I've ever seen. Unlike so many celebrity encounters, this moment wasn't about selfies or social media." Diners, respectful of the intimacy of the gesture, often asked before raising their phones. Conversations softened, and for a brief golden stretch of time, the restaurant felt less like a hotspot for the rich and famous, and more like a neighborhood kitchen. Travis Kelce, ever the gracious host, hovered close by, laughing with teammates and family. At one point, he even helped hold the door as Taylor slipped through with another bag of bread, her laughter echoing down the hallway. Mahomes, too, was present, blending seamlessly into the celebratory crowd. It wasn't just the bread, one diner reflected later. It was the fact that someone who could have hidden behind velvet ropes chose to step into the room and share something homemade. That's what people will remember. Of course, there was plenty to celebrate. The Chiefs' decisive win was their first shutout in over a decade, a testament to the synergy building within the team. Mahomes, always the leader, spoke to reporters about the feeling of coming together. Travis Kelce was even more emphatic, predicting that this was just the beginning. As long as we all keep playing unselfish and getting excited for each other, sky's the limit. And there, cheering from the suite at Arrowhead Stadium, was Taylor Swift, her support as understated as her gesture later that evening. Whether avoiding the Jumbotron or mingling in the private lounge, she was a quiet, constant presence. Her attendance at every home game had become a kind of good luck charm for the team, and each appearance only deepened Kansas City's affection. The celebration at 1587 Prime was about more than touchdowns and trophies. It was a glimpse into the private world of two people whose lives, though lived in the spotlight, are grounded in warmth and generosity. As Taylor and Travis toasted their friends and family, her in a red tank top and black boots, him in a collared shirt and black pants, the room glowed with the promise of new beginnings. This season, Swift has only attended home games, a choice that has fueled endless speculation about her relationship with Kelce. Her presence at Arrowhead, always low-key, has nevertheless become a fixture. With each game, the couple's story has become more entwined with the city's fortunes. What makes moments like these so captivating? It's not just Taylor's star power or the Chiefs' dominance, it's the authenticity of the gesture. The sourdough bread, lovingly baked and shared, became a symbol of generosity and connection. It was a reminder that even the biggest stars crave the simple pleasures, laughing with friends, sharing a meal, and reaching across the table with something homemade. Restaurant staff predict that Taylor's bread will become another footnote in her already storied public life, a private ritual made public, an emblem of kindness. But for those who were there that night, it was something more. It was the way she handed it to us, one man said, still smiling. Like she was borrowing our kitchen for a minute to give us something that would make a regular Sunday feel special. I'll remember that loaf for a long time. As the guests filtered out into the Kansas City night, some on their way to the team hotel, others headed home, the story of Taylor's sourdough began to take on a life of its own. Tales of the evening spread in soft, delighted tones. The bread would be gone by morning, but the memory of that quiet, generous moment would linger. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, it seems, have a knack for turning the ordinary into the unforgettable. Their engagement, announced in August 2025, has already sparked excitement and speculation. Insiders hint at a private ceremony with close family and friends, perhaps at Taylor's $17 million waterfront mansion in Rhode Island. For a couple who can go big or go home, the idea of a small, intimate wedding feels just right. Kansas City is accustomed to drama on the field, but it's the stories off the field that often endure. Taylor Swift's sourdough surprise was one of those rare, golden moments, a gesture so simple, so genuine, that it transcended celebrity. For those lucky enough to be at 1587 Prime that night, the Chiefs' win was only part of the story. The real victory was in the warmth of a pop star's smile, the tang of fresh bread, and the sense that, for an evening, everyone in the room was part of something magical. As the city continues to celebrate, the legend of Taylor's bread will only grow. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unforgettable moments are the ones that begin with the aroma of sourdough and end with a story you'll never stop telling.